cracking, y'all? You are now watching Boo TV. Appreciate you for stopping in. Like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell, stay notified, and let's get into the topic for today. What's up? Back with another one from one of our newer playlists called Subscriber Spotlight, where I pose a question to you all, give you the floor, you give me your in-depth thoughts, and I'll try to make a video out of it. So I recently put out What's Your Favorite Basketball Moment? I've got some great responses, and now we are here to this one. Game 5, 1991 playoffs. The infamous Larry Bird face plant into the ground. I hate watching that injury. I don't know how this guy got up and played. Like, incredible. So I got a little bit of back and forth here, and I came to the conclusion that we do this game because I hadn't covered this game independently, right? I've talked about it in like compilation videos and other videos, but not independently. So Kevin Critchie, forgive me if I get your name wrong, or Kevin K. Ritchie, said Larry Bird breaking his cheekbone and sneaking back in the game against the Pacers in Game 7, actually Game 5. Larry Bird stealing the inbound pass to beat the Pistons. Larry Bird scoring 60 against the Hawks. There are so many Larry Bird moments, too many to list them all. Hoosier hysteria is basketball. Tim Flint responds, that Game 5 versus the Pacers in 1991 is such an epic moment. A great example of why LeBron can't hold a candle to Larry Legend. Kevin then responds back, I knew it was the last game in the series. Thought it was Game 7. Regardless, Bird is the legend. So I've covered the 60-point game, and I've covered the game against the Pistons with the inbound pass to DJ. But like I said, I haven't covered this one independently. So, like I said, I hate watching this injury. But yeah, Game 5, 1991 playoffs. Second quarter, a couple minutes left. You know, Bird dove for the loose ball. Instead of protecting his face, like Dutch T pointed out in a previous video, instead of protecting his actual face when he could have, he decided to tap the ball up as he was, getting close to the ground to ensure that his teammate got the ball. A remarkable sacrifice by Larry Bird. He stayed pretty much pinned down to the floor, finally got up during the stoppage of the play, made his way to the locker room. At that point, he had 15, 16 points, something like that. He did not come back into the game until some point into the third quarter, and a lot of people were unsure if Bird was even going to come back in the game. It's been like minutes into the second half, and they still haven't seen him. And I remember Bird saying, I was coming back no matter what. And no matter what anybody thought, I was coming back no matter what. Bird came back, ripped off 12 points in the remainder of the third quarter, and ended up with like over 30 points, and dropped in his usual close to 10 rebounds per game, and his 5, 6, 7, 8 assists. Had an all-around Bird performance despite missing quite some time back in the locker room. But Larry Bird was a SOB, a tough SOB. Let me make that clear. A tough SOB, a tough son of a bitch. One of the toughest players you'll ever see, if not the toughest player you'll ever see. Played through anything, didn't care. He was dedicated to the game of basketball and, being out on the floor if he could and not be a hindrance to the team. That was Larry Bird. Anyway, let's get into this video. I like the title of this video. The night Larry Bird smashed his face, then the Pacers. Well done. This is from a channel called B-Ball Vault. Check them out.
In this first half, Bird had it knocked away by Snyder. Power shot to recovery. Bird is hurt. Bird is down, and he's hurt. Here's Williams for Person, and he's fouled, hit hard by Parrish.
As Bird goes after the loose ball to try to save it, he does in fact get it, keeps it in play, but he paid for it, struggling right now to get up. Right here, the swipe knocks it free. Bird on the floor, then left hand keeps it alive, but he stays down for a long time. What effort by Larry Bird.
And Larry Bird is headed directly to the locker room for treatment and receives a standing ovation.
Celtics PR staff has just come out of the locker room with Larry Bird. What's Larry's injury?
Well, to our extent, Tom, we think he may have caught an elbow right near the zygomatic arch area near his face.
maybe a possible fracture. Right now, it took so long, which we wanted to make sure he's examined very well and very closely. Also put some ice to make sure he stayed level and, make sure he's calm and relaxed. So it wasn't the back. Not to the back, to my knowledge. We're checking everything over, fortunately, Larry. He took a pretty good fall. We'll know more at the end of halftime. May or may not be back. May or may not. We'll know more. All right, that's a report on Larry Bird, Mark.
And here comes Larry Bird.
That ovation.
But certainly this out of the pages of Willis Reed in Game 5 of the championship series involving the Knicks and the Lakers in 69-70.
Hindy wants it harder.
Sanders at 6'6", giving away 3 inches to Bird, who's trying to post him up.
Catch you on that fadeaway, boy. I love that celebration.
When you're coaching this league long enough, you say to yourself, how many times does he drive that spike through your heart with shots like this?
Off the right leg, too.
In the third quarter. Riley broke it up. Brown.
Wet that.
Oh, he got walled by Miller. A very difficult game physically for Larry Bird. We're down to 2 and 4/10 seconds remaining in the quarter. Here's
Larry Bird got mollywopped.
Play by Brown, just coming up with it and finding Bird, and just what Larry needs, another shot to the right side of the face.
20-second timeout taken by the Indiana part in the second half. Bird ahead of the field. Mike, rarely do you see this kind of emotion from Larry Bird.
No, but Larry Bird is answering the challenge put forth to him by Chuck Person and the Indiana Pacers, and he's letting it all hang out today.
Bird, Parrish, and McHale each have played 9 deciding. Boston 110, Indiana 96. 4 minutes gone by.
Golly.
Bird again ends up on the floor.
Do or die, baby. Do or die.
Person stepping up with the blind screen right in the area that Larry Bird doesn't need it, in the middle of the back.
Jeez. They was laying this dude out, bro.
Push out.
Larry Bird receiving another standing ovation. Replaced by Kevin McHale. Bird with 29 points, 11 for 18 from the field, but it's been more than the statistical line when you talk about Larry Bird here this afternoon. McHale called for the foul. And now Larry will stretch out. Larry saying the other day that, yes, he will require back surgery when the playoffs are over for the Boston Celtics.
That stretch on the floor since he returned to the game from the locker room, he went almost 12 straight minutes of playing time before taking his first rest. And again,
The Boston Celtics, in a terrific series, have defeated the Indiana Pacers 124-121. They won it in 5 to advance to the second round.
That fractured right cheekbone. Golly, bro. Now, if that happened today in today's NBA, the players immediately removed, taken into the locker room. They start the concussion assessment. The player will likely be put in concussion protocols after something like that. And not only for that game, but they will likely miss a couple of games until they're able to clear the concussion protocol. Like that's where the league is at today. Highly unlikely that in today's league a player comes back out. Highly unlikely in today's league that a player wants to come back out into the game. Let's just call it what it is. Like I said, Larry's one of the toughest. God, I can't talk. Larry's one of the toughest SOBs you'll ever see. You'll ever see. And for him, it wasn't a question. He was coming back, like you said. Game 5, do or die. You lose, your season's over. Wasn't a shot. Wasn't a shot Larry wasn't going to come back out and light them boys up. Wasn't a shot. And they was giving him Come on, man. That shot in the back, is that necessary? Is that necessary? And then even like I was testing his back out. It's well documented Larry Bird's back problems. It wasn't testing no back out. I don't know if that's what he said, but that's what they usually say. Just testing his back out. Nah, man. Come on, man. Dude's already been laid out on the floor too many times in this game. That was unnecessary. I mean, you could really hurt people like that, especially a guy with known back problems. And that was, I think, he didn't have just like one forearm, and I think he had like two. It was kind of something like this or like this. That's unnecessary. Golly, bro. I love Larry's celebrations though. And then I was like, yeah, that gives me hype. Some players have great celebrations. I'll definitely say that. And go check out, we had another video we did recently that highlights several of the games Larry Bird played, some notorious Larry Bird injury games. You can search for that in Larry Bird playlist as well. We put it out maybe a week or two ago. But it's a hell of a compilation. Like I said, I hate watching that video. That's tough to swallow for me. Like, that dude just face plants like a pancake. Like, you at the top of the Empire State Building and you just drop a pancake flat. Boom. That's what every time I see it, I just think of a pancake being dropped from the Empire State Building. Now that's just Larry Bird's face. But that's that dedication, man. That love for the game. Who's sacrificing their face just to ensure that ball gets to the teammate? if you could pause it in slow motion, Larry Bird's either going to tap his ball out and protect it, and not protect his face, or protect his face. Larry Bird taps the ball out. In this moment, Larry Bird realized he effed up. Joke. No, he did what he wanted to do, and it's admirable. It's admirable. It actually reminds me of the Captain America, the First Avenger movie, when they throw out the dummy grenade in front of the unit, and then everybody runs away except Steve Rogers, Captain America, before he had the superhero serum injected into him. And this scrawny guy, all these other soldiers are running. He jumps on the grenade to protect his brothers. That kind of sacrifice, man. That's literally what that reminds me of. Captain Steve Rogers, Captain America, jumping on the grenade. Face plant. I salute you, Cap. I salute you. Anyway, y'all let me know what you think about it. You remember this game. What's your opinion on it? Give me your story. Give me your opinion. Go check out our Larry Bird playlist. Kevin K. Ritchie, I appreciate you. Tim Flint, appreciate you going back and forth with him. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Be good, be safe, be well. Catch you on the next one. We out, baby. Bird Gang, what up?